You started illustrating for
toys. That's
toys.
how I started, 16, yes. Again, I didn't know I was illustrating.
Your dad designed toys?
My dad was an art director in several advertising companies here in Peru. So, I mean, there were only like 5, and then he was an art director in 4 of them. I mean, he was doing well, but then he decided to go freelance. And he built a studio in the house, in the 3rd floor of a house, and then he was working there. And he gets this toy company who was just starting in Lima. It was like a brand new thing, first toy company in Peru, and they needed illustrations. But my dad, he's an amazing artist, but he's not an illustrator. So he needed some things, some little kids drawn, and I happened to be in the room, and he goes, "Hey, can you do it?" And he just walked away. And when he came back, he saw what I had done, and he goes, "Well, I think you can help me." I was 16. Yeah, I was still in high school, and I did that for 2 years. I graduated from high school by the time I was 18. And by the time I graduated, I was going with my dad to the meetings for the toy company, because I'm not going to school anymore, like in high school. So I had the whole day, and we will go. We had like a 45-minute drive to meet at this industrial park. And we will go, and they will just push toys to me, and they said, "Okay, so we need a tea. What story are we making?" And then they will just push the toys and tell me what they're aiming for, and then I will make a story with the illustrations, but what I call drawings, right? And I only drew. My dad painted them, and sometimes I had to sit next to my dad and tell him, "Dad, that's not the color that I thought." Yeah, by the time I was 21, I was meeting with everybody, the VP, the president of a company. They will let me do whatever I wanted. My dad just stepped back because, yeah, and I mean, I will go anywhere. I say, "Oh, that's my toy. Oh, look, that's my toy." And I will see it everywhere. I mean, like everywhere.
You studied art in Peru.
I went to art school for painting. My school is a 6 years for painting. So you do 2 years of general studies, 2 years of specialty, which is painting, and then 2 years of studio time, where they give you a studio at the school, and you work on your own at your studio. So you get there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you leave at probably 8 when they close the school. You just are there at the studio in this little tiny area room, and you just basically live there and work and create, and it's just, I mean, completely that's your life. But I didn't finish. I didn't graduate from that school. I went to school, and at the end of my 3rd year, I had my professors. Like in every school, you just present all your work, and they tell you what you need to do to improve or what you're doing right. So I presented my work, and my professors told me, "Juana, we like your work, but you're not a painter. You're an illustrator." And illustration was not a career in Peru. So even though I was doing illustration before, but I didn't know I was doing children's illustration. It was just very natural and very, there were no labels to what I was doing. And I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't know it was illustration. And so when they told me that, my follow-up question was like, "So what's illustration? What does an illustrator do?" And the answer was, "Well, an illustrator paints backgrounds for the theater companies." And when I heard that, I didn't like the answer. So I said, "Well, I definitely don't want to be an illustrator because that's not what I want to do." And they're telling me I'm not a painter, and my grandfather was a painter, and my dad is a painter. So where do I fit? So I decided to take a 1-year break, and during that year break, I came to the U.S. and I was in Los Angeles, and I found a new life and never went back. It's interesting because I grew up with libraries in Peru, but they were different. Back when I went to the library, you wouldn't borrow books. So if you wanted to get books, you will go and you will study there, and you will do your homework there. And we had a great library in the city where I, very close to where I was. So that's great. But As far as picture books go, I didn't have any when growing up. The first book that was a children's book that got to my hands was The Little Prince, El Principito, and that changed my life. It really did. The way the voice of the character it just spoke to me so directly. I had never read anything with that type of message or that voice, something that just spoke directly to my heart. And I never thought that somebody could actually write like that. They were real characters. They were real people. They were not a book. I still love it. Yeah, but I came to the US when I was 24, so my approach to libraries is very different than what they have here in the US. And I'm still learning because
Has your life changed a whole lot?
no, no, I'm the same person. I mean, it's a big deal, and I'm so thankful, and that's wonderful. But I don't want to make a change. Yeah, I'm fine as it is, and I'm so grateful. I mean, do not think that I'm not appreciative. It was a huge surprise, and I was maybe hoping that maybe I would get an honor, but that's as far as my heart went, and yeah, so it was a wonderful surprise, and I'm so grateful to the committee and everybody.
Well, we're grateful that you're going to spend some time with us, and we really look forward to learning from you,
Yeah,
Juana.
I look
So
forward to meeting you guys. Yeah.
we'll see you on the 26th, and this will be a great way to end the workshop series.
Thank you
Great.
so much.
Thank you.
Bye.